side-eyeing that video of Young Thug proposing to Mariah. And honestly, a lot of folks are saying it felt uncomfortable, not romantic. The proposal happened on stage in front of a crowd, and that's already where some people feel it went left. Instead of a calm, personal moment, it felt like pressure. He didn't really say much into the mic, didn't clearly ask the question, didn't even really say her name. Mariah just stood there looking shocked, like she didn't know what to do next. What really threw people off was his body language. He grabs her arm, pulls her closer, and the whole moment comes off tense instead of loving. A lot of viewers said it didn't look like excitement, it looked like she was being put on the spot with no room to say anything but yes. And that's why people are calling it scary. Because let's be real, saying yes on a stage in front of everyone isn't the same as a real, private yes. She didn't get space to think, to talk, to say not right now, or let's slow down. It was just happening, live, with all eyes on her. That's why the conversation isn't about being anti-love. It's about consent, pressure, and whether a public proposal like that leaves room for an honest answer. A lot of people are hoping Mariah really takes time, listens to the feedback, and makes sure whatever she chooses is actually what she wants.
And that's the problem, right? Not to say there's no truth. And this video is specifically for the culture. I'll go ahead and say that off rip. This is for the culture. Obviously, with Young Thug and Mariah, the science is not saying that all demographics can't gravitate to this type of news. But let's just be honest. This one's for the culture, right? And so, with that being said, here's my thoughts. And I don't think people understand that when you're a public figure, how much pressure you actually have of the outside opinions of other people, right? Rightfully so, whether you earned your way to the spotlight or you earned your way to celebrity status, you earned your way being a influencer that people know you all across the world and even, domestically, regardless of the fact, people will always have something to say. That's your life. That is truly your life when you're at that point. What I have a problem with is that for people that don't know, yes, there were some scandalous videos that came out with Young Thug secretly having his ex or some side chick while he was locked up. He was talking to her, not talking to her. You guys can do the research on that. I can't really, because the Rico case, I think just ended, if not the beginning of this year. I think it was the beginning of this year, the Rico case ended. But that Rico case lasted for about 2 years, I think, right? And throughout that whole entire time, Mariah the Scientist held it down, stayed loyal to her man, and that we know of, stayed loyal to her man and didn't cheat, because I've already advocated that more than likely when a woman cheats, it's less likely that they're going to get caught by the other person that they're cheating with versus if a man is cheating. More than 90% of the time, when something goes left, the two women are going to be home wreckers. You know what I'm saying? One woman is going to wreck the other home, even though she knew what she was doing, so on and so forth, right? So, but outside of that, my issue is these are just regular people just like everybody else. Right. And although she made some good points, you did it publicly, according to the video, I wasn't there in person, but it did look a little forced. You're grabbing her hand and pulling her closer to you and everything like that. But let's say, what if, right? What if she was actually happy? What if she did go on the internet and went publicly and said how one day she does want to get married. One day she does want to have children. And a lot of people aren't really happy with Thugger right now, a.k.a. Young Thug. They're not, being that essentially he cheated on her. They think he dogged her out. She stood by him in prison. I'm not disagreeing none of that. But ultimately, it's like, it's their life. It's their life, and the truth will soon eventually reveal itself. If she's not feeling it, she's not going to get married. And being out there in the public limelight, it's going to get exposed. Some information is going to get dropped. We will eventually know if they're going to progress forward or not with this alleged marriage. The second problem I have is that, and maybe I did just touch on this, a lot of people don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You don't. A lot of people don't know what goes on behind closed doors. when he got caught with the scandal and she left him, you don't know what type of work that man put in to get Mariah the Scientist back. I think it was about a period of a month and a half, 2 months. Again, I don't really fully know because I don't tend to invest myself in other people's lives if it's not, monetarily benefiting my life. But I do know, he's back with her and he had to put in some type of work. We don't know what was said behind closed doors. We don't know what promises were made. And we don't know if he's been on the straight and narrow ever since. Right? And I get it. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. But everybody deserves a second chance. Again, unless you guys in the comments are going to sit here and say, yeah, you cheated on her 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. But I believe everybody deserves a chance, man. And a lot of people know in the comment section, you've been cheated on before and you've taken them back. And if you say you haven't, you a liar. Everybody at some point has been cheated on before and they've taken that person back in hopes or in good faith that things were going to change and they would never do that again. So the hypocrisy of what I see in the comments, the hypocrisy of majority of the women that touch on this subject, does she deserve better? We don't know. But what I will say is we know Young Thug's background. We know where he's from. Cleveland Avenue. I'm from Atlanta. I drive all through Cleveland Avenue, drive all through Mechanicsville. I'm personally from East Atlanta, Boulder Crest Road, Flat Shoals, Gresham. This is where my stomping grounds are from. These are real street dudes, and what do majority of the women want to go after? Street dudes. Regardless if you want to say it or not, it's the truth. Majority. It's something about this day of age, my generation, where being a street dude, Pookie Ray Ray, slanging crack on the corner, tough persona, toting. That's what get a lot of my generation, the younger generation. That's what they want to go after. The day and age of the nice guy, the good guy. Fun fact, guys, good guys always finish last. They do. The good guy always finish last. Them days are somewhat over unless you was raised by a good father who had a good head on his shoulders that was able to train that daughter the right way. Train that daughter the right way. Facts. That's what she's attracted to. That's what makes her happy. It is what it is. You gotta let people live their life, man. And ultimately, if it's not meant to be, it's not gonna be meant to be. It's gonna come out. It'll come out. But, this is a quick, short one, man. Hope you guys like my Santa hat. Me and the fam gonna be, by the time you guys are seeing this, getting ready to go out of the country for Christmas. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Again, this one was strictly for the culture. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I love you. I appreciate you guys. Continue to rock with me. I'll see you on the next one.